Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? How was y'all's Thanksgiving? I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. I got hella food. Oh my god. I'm still trying to recover. I had to go freaking work out just to try to burn off some calories from yesterday. What's up? What's up, everybody? Come on, let's go. Let's get this going. What's the questions? What's the questions for today? Should I go see my recruiter at the station if they stop texting? I understand if they're busy though. Yeah. So this goes for a great question, by the way. Who asked that? Rick. Yeah, great question. So if your recruiter stops responding to you, that's a problem. Their job is to respond to you. Their job is to work for you. You don't work for them; they work for you. So therefore, if your recruiter is not giving you the attention, absolutely go to the office, hop in on them. What's up? Whoever their name is, like, what's up? Like, why you ain't been texting me? Like, you could be straight up. You know what I'm saying? But I most definitely would go to the office. Do you remember me? I'm in the 1-2. What's your MOS? What's the topic for today, man? Honestly, and questions about life, Marine Corps, what y'all expect from me, what I can do different, how can I better help and educate y'all and other people as well. Because I just told somebody on Snapchat, they thanked me, for sharing information, but I told them that's what I'm here for. I'm here to educate, to motivate, to encourage, to just tell the raw facts. I'm going to boot camp in January. Well, Birdman 69. Good luck. You'll be fine. You'll kill it. I'm an 11. Were you in Bravo Company? What company were you in? Someone said I'm still eating. Yeah, me too. But to be honest, I'm kind of already tired of Thanksgiving food. It was good on Thanksgiving. It was good one more time today, but I think I might be done with Thanksgiving food. So I just be like, hey, Staff Sergeant, I came here because you haven't responded. No, you don't got to necessarily say that, Rick. Just be like, hey, Staff Sergeant, just wanted to come into the office and talk to you about whatever. You know what I'm saying? Opinion about water dogs. I don't really have none, I guess. Let me see. Someone asked, at SOY right now, LOL, shit's kind of boring. How was it for you? So mine wasn't really boring, I would say. It was pretty fast paced because we didn't have, 3 months now for SOI, or they call it IMC, whatever it is. So it was only 2 months for us, so we were always doing something every single week. We didn't really have that much downtime, so I think you know Breslin. Yeah, my boy Breslin. Of course I know Breslin. You ever been to 29 Palms? Nope. I lucked out. And I never had to go to California. I was in advanced school when my battalion went to 29 Palms. I might go to the Air Force because of I might go to the Air Force because of the BS going on in the Marine Corps. Well, I will be honest with you, Joseph. So I actually thought about coming out with a video like this. So the Marine Corps is not the only organization that has problems. The Marine Corps might have more problems than other branches, or it might be that the problems in other branches are kind of covered up because of the quality of living. So the Marine Corps does kind of have the lower end of the totem pole when it comes down to quality of living, way of life. So it's going to be voiced more because people are already complaining about the way of life. People are not really enjoying it. So yeah, the problem's going to kind of get brought to the surface. In other branches, there's still problems. There's still bad leadership. There's still toxic leadership. There's still all those things that the Marine Corps has. But the quality of life is a little bit better, so you might not complain as much. The infantry is actually depressing. I should have found your video sooner. Yeah, so I try to tell people that want to go in the infantry, because I try to tell them this. So if you want to go into the infantry, most people want to go into the infantry because they want to experience war. There's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to go shoot at somebody and do all that shit. That's why I joined the infantry at the end of the day. But it's just not going on right now. There's no full-scale war. You know what I'm saying? There's not back-to-back deployments or tours going on. So, I mean, if you really want to be an infantryman and go shoot at people, wait until a war pops off. It's probably going to be sooner than what you think. But yeah, the infantry, I try to tell people, is not just a physical thing. It's a mental thing. You know what I'm saying? You came there for one reason. You don't feel like you're being used to your full potential. A lot of things that go into it. So, I'm with 8th ESB at French Creek in Lejeune. LOL. Yo, I stayed at French Creek Chow Hall. I love that Chow Hall. Also, I met some females in French Creek. Y'all got it good over there in French Creek. I joined October of 2021, and I hit my fleet unit last week. Dang, would you have a lot of injuries? What are some of the things you remember about adapting to military life? You have to get away from the military when you're off. So if you get off at freaking 4 o'clock or whatever time you get off, as soon as you get off, take off your camis, because I had a really bad habit of staying in my camis, going to the chow hall. Fuck that. Go take a shower, get out your camis, go get you something to eat. After that, either come back to your room, watch a movie, read a book, fucking play the game, or go off base. Go to a bar. Well, I don't really want to encourage drinking, but you know what I'm saying. Go to a restaurant. Go get a meal. Go maybe get a drink or two. Freaking do something. You got to do something to get away from the military. Also, stay in contact with friends and family back home. I try to do that as much as possible. Like, call your parents. You know what I'm saying? Do something that's outside the Marine Corps. Just don't stay in your room and do things like that. That's when people start to get depressed and other things. Let me see. She's already talked to me about what to do to meet the physical standards like push-ups and pulls, etc. What else should I talk to her about? Ask her for study material. So I'm gonna probably do another video about that. I've been trying to plan out a lot of stuff for this channel, and then I got a gaming channel, and then I'm doing real estate. So it's kind of, my mind's just everywhere. So it's sometimes kind of hard to manage, I will be honest. But you can ask your recruiter for study material. If you're good physically, ask them, what can I get a head start on for boot camp? I'm not going to lie. I was physically fit, so I was already doing like damn near 30 pull-ups. My run time was good. It wasn't the best. Crunch is easy. I was prepared going to the boot camp as far as like knowledge-wise. So I knew the Marine Corps birthday. I knew where the Marine Corps was started. I knew freaking the whole rank structure. I knew how to say the rank structure. I knew all of the general orders and how to say the general orders to the drill instructors. I already knew all that stuff coming in, so that's something less that I have to worry about when time comes for me to do it. That's one less thing I take off my mind. I practiced it so much that it became a habit. So that way when I got to boot camp, cool, I'm good and ready to go. They can't really mess with me because of that. And it really does help, because they'll go to somebody else that hasn't put in that work and studied before boot camp or anything like that, and they kind of struggle for a little moment. So I'm going to the Marine Corps because the Army recruiters sucked and I'm getting shipped out in April. Well, good luck. I wish you the best. Do you think that people who plan to join the military should learn real leadership and how to gain trust and respect? So no, sometimes you need to go through those stages and develop while you're in the Marine Corps. I know I did. Now I had a little bit of leadership stuff because I played sports and things like that. But if you don't have any kind of leadership, you've never even experienced it, you will. You know what I'm saying? You will see the leadership, and then you will also kind of gain naturally your leadership style and things like that. So no, necessarily you don't have to practice being a leader before you come to the Marine Corps. Some of that stuff is development, and it's something that just occurs naturally, just being put in certain positions within the military. Do you have your 0341 SOPs from when you were in? Probably somewhere in one of my sea bags. But yeah, I got. What you want to know? I still kind of remember most of it. So, what's the reason on why Marines cannot wear uniforms off base? Because of the whole higher standards in the Marine Corps. Also, you don't want to make yourself a target. That's the main reason. To be honest, when you're wearing your camis out in town, there's terrorist organizations within the United States, like terrorist cells and things like that. There's people that might have a vendetta against people in the military. So by you wearing your camis, you're a target. You're naturally a target. So that's the main reason why you're not going to wear them off base. Also, people have died in those uniforms and things like that, so it's kind of a respect thing. What's up, Trell? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. I hope everyone had a good one. I was a guy who did the jump push-up and said God bless on Insta. Yeah, this dude killing it on Instagram. I saw it pop up on my Instagram. I was like, let me check this out. God was killing it, and I had to personally just tell him to keep it up. But yeah, bro, definitely keep it up. You're killing it as far as the physical part. Now you just got to work on the studying and, getting your mental prepared. And with that, guys, getting your mental prepared, I'm not just talking about the knowledge-wise. Getting your mental prepared is like, all right, I know when I go to boot camp, even if I do something right, they're still gonna fuck with me. It's a mind game. I know it's only 18 weeks, I think, whatever it is. It's only this amount of weeks. Each day is one less day I'm here. It's gonna end eventually. You have to have that in your mind, because when you get there, it's gonna seem like forever in the very beginning. And like I said, just realize it's a mental game. Get your mental prepared. Make sure before you leave the boot camp, everything back home is taken care of. Like if you have a car, if you have bills, make sure all that stuff is taken care of. Freaking spend time with your family. Do those things to get your mental prepared. Comm school is really long. Yeah, I hate radios. Even though I still know how to program stuff, but I just hate radios. I hate having to carry them. They're heavy. They're just, the antenna always gets fucking hung on something. It's just horrible. I don't fuck with radios, but good luck with that. Did any of your military friends play pranks on each other? Can you describe a funny one? Absolutely. So there was one prank that somebody I know did on their boots. And what they did was they got pepper spray and sprayed it on all their door handles. So when they went to go open their door, they had pepper spray all over their hand. You know, people wipe their hands, and people actually went to the restroom, so they got it on the privates. Now, would I have done that? No, just because pepper spray sucks, and somebody could have actually got, something wrong could have happened with their eyes, or they touched something that they, you know what I'm saying? But it was funny at the moment because everyone was freaking out. But yeah, that's kind of I guess it's kind of funny. I don't know. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving show. I did. Been watching you since 2020. That's crazy that I've even been on YouTube this long. You've definitely helped a ton preparing for boot camp. Thanks, bro. I'm glad to be a help, honestly. It means nothing can really take place, for being able to really help young men and women make decisions that's going to impact their entire life. So, admin is a skate job. I said that since day one, but thank you for confirming. I'll try to tell people if admin is an easy ass job. Well, you're more motivated as a Marine. Wait, were you more motivated as a Marine more early in your career? If so, did that motivation and enthusiasm die out slowly, quickly? All right, so that's a very great question. Very great question. Very good question. Whatever. So when I first got in the Marine Corps, well, before I even got in the Marine Corps, I was in the DEP program. I was a guide for like 11 months, almost a year, because I joined the DEP when I was like freaking, 17? Yeah, 16, 17, beginning of my senior year. So I was in the DEP for a long moment. I was planning on doing 20 years when I got in. Even after SOI, I'm still doing 20 years. I got to the fleet. I had really bad seniors, really bad leadership. People not really looking out for my career in the future. They're just worried about getting out the Marine Corps. So I didn't really have a good structured layout, a good structured mentor. So yeah, I got demotivated really, really fast, actually. So I hit the fleet, and I was like, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. And because it didn't get better, I still had that toxic leadership, bad seniors, didn't have a very good mentor. It carried on, and then eventually it was like, I want to get out. Now, if I had got somewhere with good leadership, I would probably still be in the Marine Corps today, and I'd probably still be wanting to do 20 years. So that's why I try to share certain things with y'all, so y'all can kind of expect certain things, so that way it does not affect you the way it affected me. Your motivation still stays high and things like that. Also, with that, remember why you're joining the Marine Corps. That's going to also keep your motivation going. It's always great to see you, Trell. You always give great advice from your time being in the Marines. I love the Marines. Thank you. How many days did you get on restriction from NJP? I got 45 days. That, is insane. You have to go check in like every 2 hours. You have to physically get out of your room, go get a piece of paper signed every 2 hours. You have to clean up at the end of the day. You can't leave base. You're really not even supposed to go to the chow hall by yourself. But yeah, I got a whole story about restriction. I got some ways to get kind of around that. But I might share in the video later on. 60 days sucks. Checking in every I'm telling you, it is horrible. I would rather y'all just take my pay and just not give me restriction. Would you rather be a recruiter or a drill instructor? I would hate to be a recruiter. I would hate to lie to kids and promise them a future that's not real because everyone's experience is different. Now, so there's the pros and cons. Recruiter, I could recruit at home. So Memphis, Tennessee. And I'd be home, I'd be able to see my family whenever I get off work and things like that. But, like you said, I could not lie to people. I cannot tell people I cannot get people to just come into the Marine Corps so I can go home. Because at the end of the day, some recruiters out there are doing that. They're getting kids to sign contracts and getting kids to come to the office to talk to them so they can meet a number of quotas so then they can go home and spend time with their family. I couldn't be a recruiter. I got offered to be a recruiter. I said, fuck no. Now, drill instructor. I did consider being a drill instructor. It's just, I was like, dang, that's a lot of work. A lot of work. But as a drill instructor, you have the first major impact on a young man or woman coming to the Marine Corps. You know what I'm saying? Because every drill instructor wants you to succeed. They really do. They don't want you to fail boot camp unless you're just shit. But, like, for the most part, every drill instructor wants you to succeed, and that would be a job that I would want. Because I would want to really be able to mold future Marines. Like, that's a very, like, honorable thing to be able to say, I trained this many Marines, or stuff like that. That's pretty cool. For the ASVAB, what should I focus to get a good score? Everything. You don't want to just focus on one specific subject unless you're worse in that subject than others. But as a whole, you just need to study everything. I was just trying to compare our current ones from my platoon to others, just trying to be myself. Okay. Let me see. Do you know if 1-2 has deployed to Okinawa? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're already in Okinawa. I would assume so. I don't know. What's up? Evan just came to say what's up to my boy. Thank you for stopping by. Were you a part of a MAGTIF? I'm pretty sure at one point we were. I think it was on our first deployment. We were part of one. Should be January 3rd. Nervous as fuck, bro. Look, whoever that is, Loop. There's no reason to be nervous. Well, okay, I can see why you're nervous, but you're gonna be good. Boot camp, I promise you, is going to be the easiest thing that you do in your Marine Corps career. Literally the easiest thing. I got to the point in the Marine Corps to where I would have gone through boot camp for the rest of my contract. That's how bad it was. Like, I would rather just keep shaving my head over and over again and just go through the same little cycle over and over again until I get out the Marine Corps. But yeah, you're good. You're going to be good. Boot camp is not that bad. I promise it's not. As long as you are prepared mentally, physically, you're going to have an easy time. What jobs can I do in the Marine Corps and out the Corps? So, infantry, no, unless you want to be a cop or something like that. But every other MOS, pretty much, you can use in the outside world, in the civilian world. So, admin, doing the desk work, doing computer work, things like that. Any kind of tech job, freaking logistics. There's a lot of jobs. Actually, I think I have a video on it. But yeah, there's a lot of jobs that you can transfer outside, or that would look good on your resume in the civilian world. So it would set you apart. How was Thanksgiving in the Marines? How is Thanksgiving in the Marines? I'm about to say, because I'm not a Marine. I'm not actively in the Marine Corps anymore. But usually Thanksgiving, most people go home. If you don't go home, they'll have a Thanksgiving dinner on base and things like that. But I was only here for, I think, maybe one Thanksgiving or maybe two. But yeah, I went home on the Thanksgivings and things like that. I'm getting off tomorrow from doing 60 days on restriction. And also, does an NJP affect your benefits, and will I get honorable discharge? Yeah, so that's a big myth right there. If you get 2 NJPs, then I think it starts to affect your discharge from honorable. You might get a freaking admin or other than honorable. Because after 2 NJPs, then they can actually kind of start to kick you out. But no, 1 NJP is not going to affect your honorable discharge. I got an honorable discharge, and I got all my benefits still. But all the NJP does is just look bad on your Marine Corps record. That's it. So, how you doing, brother? Stationed in 29. Oof. How easy is it to lat move from admin to 03? Now, that kind of lat move might be easy because the infantry just loves getting people. But that's something you have to talk to your career planner about. But I'm pretty sure that would be an easy move. Now, going from the infantry to something else, not quite easy because I don't want to get rid of infantrymen. Just got back from Paris Island and the Chow Hall smacks. Yes, it does. Oh my god. The freaking Chow Hall at Paris Island, like while you're in boot camp, is probably one of the best Chow Halls you're going to go to, honestly. Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah, since the last time we talked, I've been working mentally and studying this month and going by fast. Cool. Keep that same thing. How do you feel about the Russia-Ukraine situation and people worried that if they join the Marines, they might get deployed over there? Well, that's a fact. Like, that's honestly a fact. That's going to be the next war, either with Russia or China. And I will tell you this straight up. It does not matter what MOS you have. If a war pops off, you're going to go be deployed to wherever. They don't care if you're in finance. They don't care if you're an admin clerk. They do not care. My first sergeant started off in finances in the Marine Corps. He got deployed, like, I think multiple times. Then he became an infantry first sergeant, stuff like that. So, yeah, it does not matter what job you have, the MOS you have. Everyone has a chance to go to war in the Marine Corps. You're all in the military. I think you would have been a good DI. Do you think so? I do, because I would have took it really serious, and it would be fun to just kind of fuck up some kids, you know what I'm saying? It's just funny sometimes. Honestly, it's just funny. Even my drill instructor laughed one time, because I forgot what somebody did, but it was completely stupid. It was so dumb that he even had to, like, break character and laugh. But yeah, I would have loved that job, especially when I was in peak condition too. I would have loved that job. Do you have to get a COVID shot if you join the Marines today? I do not know. I honestly do not know. I would think not, because I didn't, like, the federal government say you don't have to have it if you're, working for the government. So I don't think so, but that's definitely a question to ask your recruiter. Do you have to get, I just read that. Is it best to be physically ready for the Marines? No, I would rather say it's best to be mentally ready. The physical part, I promise you, is. So this is what I was told. Your mind is going to take you farther than what, like, your body would. You know what I'm saying? Like, your body's going to go with what your mind is telling. So if you don't have a mental block, if you just really just keep pushing your body's going to have to follow along. So you're going to naturally get physically stronger just being in and carrying weight and running and PT, and that part's going to naturally just come about. But the Marine Corps can't just give you that mental. Some people can get advice from the Marine Corps and enhance their mental, but if your mental is weak, I'm going to be honest, you're not going to last very long, and if you do last, you're not going to enjoy your time. So, let's see. You got to do some fucked up shit to get dishonorable discharge. That's correct. In most cases, LOL, most employers don't give a fucking federal. Yeah, so most people do not care if you got a dishonorable discharge. I've heard cases of people going to the VA and getting it changed back to honorable. But yeah, you have to do some extreme shit like selling drugs, abuse, rape, things like that for you to get a dishonorable discharge. You have to do some major shit, or going UA, things like that. Recently, I have been looking into enlistment and commissioning. During boot camp, how much trouble would I be in if I accidentally referred to myself as this candidate instead of this recruit? Those words won't even come out your mouth. To be honest, they're not. Now, I don't know if officer boot camp is different than. I don't know anything really about officer boot camp and their process. To be honest, I know the basics. But if you're just going to enlisted boot camp and you said this candidate, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? And they're just gonna fuck you up for like hours on end, literally. 0341 GOAT MOS, you damn right it is. Let me see. All right, first question of the day. What would be your choice for a primary and sidearm in battle? My primary would be my mortar system. My secondary would be my M4, just like how I went my entire career. That would be great. Actually, do I want an M4 or IR? No, I'll stay with M4. Yeah, because one, you're just not going to even get close to me. I'm just going to keep dropping rounds on you. So, I just graduated with my bachelor's degree and thinking of becoming an officer in the Marines. What are 3 good main aspects I should look out for to have effective leadership within the Corps? So, some of the biggest things that enlisted people hate about officers: don't come in acting like you know everything. I've been here doing the job. I don't need you to come in telling me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just. People hate that when officers think they just know everything just because you went to college. No one gives a fuck that you went to college. I don't care. So don't be that kind of officer. Also, don't micromanage. Don't micromanage me. You know what I'm saying? Now, make corrections, absolutely, but you don't have to micromanage. You don't have to freaking watch over your enlisted shoulder all the time. People hate that. Also, actually act like you care. Bring in your Marines and ask them where they want to be in 5 years. Like, don't just do it one time because you have to. Do it multiple times. Actually check into your Marines and ask what they need. Actually care. That's one. Just care. If you had a bad experience in the Corps, so that's probably why you would rather do boot camp for your whole contract. I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying boot camp is easy. It's really not that hard. Just finished boot camp at San Diego. I'm wondering if the hikes in ITB are the same as the hikes in boot camp. Hikes weren't too bad, but just wondering if we still gotta stay tight as fuck during hikes. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be that way for your entire Marine Corps career. That's why boot camp is literally showing you the standards and regulations and doing all that, because you're gonna have to keep those for the rest of your career. They're not just doing it just for boot camp. That's something you're gonna keep on doing as a Marine. Let me see. I'm running about 14-minute 1.5 mile. 14-minute half mile. It's kind of slow. Are they strict on the time? Any advice for the PFT? Yeah, they're going to be strict on that time. Honestly, I would tell you, Christian, you need to run every other day. I wouldn't say run every day. You're going to tire your body out. It's not good for your body. I would run every other day. You know what I'm saying? In intervals. So do half a mile for a week, then do a mile, then do a mile and a half. Your time is going to naturally get better because you're going to develop, your lungs are going to develop, your body is going to get stronger. So yeah, I would do that. But 14-minute half mile is a little slow. I will say that. It's a little slow. Did experience any brutal hazing in the Marines? Blood stripes. Yeah, so your rank's going to get bashed into you. So you're not going to be able to wear the backs to your ranks, and everyone's going to come in and hit you all day. Yeah, when I picked up corporal, I got blood striped. Not fun at all. I got blood striped by some big motherfuckers too. Like, they were kneeing the fuck out of me. Some people got freaking blood stripes so bad they couldn't walk. Like, people can't walk and things like that. But yeah, I got some hazing stories definitely. Do you think it's worth to join the Marines in 2022, 2023 with all this political stuff going around? I mean, but you're gonna always have to deal with that. I had to deal with political stuff while I was in. It doesn't really change you being a Marine, to be honest. Now, if they start fucking with your pay, then yeah, I would tell you to wait. But no, it's not gonna really have anything to do with what you're doing. It'd have to be a okay, they're talking about something else. I'm about to go to MSG school in Quantico, Virginia. Can't wait to travel and not hike for a while. LOL. Yeah, but headquarters of the Marine Corps, I couldn't live there. I couldn't. Because you literally have to be, like, perfect. Everyone's there. Can a regular infantry Marine go to airborne school? No. Good luck. Good luck. People going to airborne school going to be recon, MARSOC, things like that. You're not going to just go as a regular infantryman. Let me see. What's up with them females? What do you want to know about the females? Females are females. I will say this. Just because a female is in the Marine Corps, she's no different than a female out in the civilian world. In a way. Females coming into the Marine Corps, they know they're going to be surrounded by dudes. They know that. So, and then out in town, you know what I'm saying? Like, females are just going to be females. There's no difference, really. Can we ask you a question privately or direct message? Yeah, you can ask me on Instagram or Snapchat, one of those two. Do you know if it's hard to switch your MOS? Yeah, it is. For example, I want to do infantry, but not for my whole career. I got a good enough score to qualify for all the jobs. Okay, so I actually talked to a recruiter locally here, and they were like, yeah, you can lat move within 2 years or whatever. Okay, yeah, you had the opportunity to, because you had, like, superb leadership, or you had people that really cared about your career. I will say, from what I've seen, just in my 4 years in, and people are going to say 4 years is not a long time. Bullshit, 4 years is a fucking long time. You were in high school for 4 fucking years. That's a fucking long ass time. No one that I know of has ever got lat moved, just being honest. Like, they're not going to just let you just switch over. No, you signed the contract. Now, let's say you're having like a mental breakdown every day, or you're like struggling, then somebody might make some moves, pull some strings for you to go ahead and get another MOS. But as far as like, you want to do admin for 2 years and then switch over and do infantry, and then after that switch over for another, like, no, you're not going to be able to probably get all that done. I'm at 12-minute half mile. Not bad. 11 pull-ups. Not bad. Good enough for boot camp. I still got a month to PT and get better. Yeah, so as long as you're passing your IST, just minimums, but you don't ever want to strive for minimums, but if you're passing your IST, you're good for boot camp. That's all I will say. If you're passing your IST, you're good for boot camp. Let me see. Do we do PFT and ITB? I didn't. I don't recall doing a PFT and ITB. IMC ITB hikes are individual effort. You got your own pace. You have to finish 20K in hours. Got 3 mile PFT time is all right. So I will say this: every hike is going to be an individual effort, like because anybody can just give up and fall out. But yes, they're gonna tell you to keep it tight. They're gonna tell you to keep up because they don't want people falling out. Because when you're hiking, for the ones that hiked, when the formation starts to spread out, it just doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get tired. People are gonna start to fall behind. People are gonna start to fall out. When you keep it tight and at a good steady pace, then you develop a rhythm and people tend to stay together type thing, and people don't tend to fall out. Do you know if your permanent duty station changes? If yeah, how often? Yeah, so every 4 years, as far as my knowledge, unless you get PCS or things like that, you have a special job that requires you to change your duty station. Yeah, you're going to stay there for 4 years. After 4 years, you get to pick, for the most part, where you want to go. I want to go to Japan, or I want to go to Hawaii, or I want to go do that, do this. This kind of Marine Corps' way of saying, okay, if you're going to re-enlist, you get to at least pick where you want to go. What do Marines spend most of their money on? Alcohol, strippers, cars, food, video games, clothes and shoes. But the main two probably being alcohol. Definitely alcohol is probably number one. Okay, next question. Do you have any funny stories in boot camp or deployment? I think I actually got a video on it on my channel. But I will say this, it's kind of funny. When you wake up at boot camp, you have to get online. So basically, there's a line, literally lines in the floor. And when I say get online, and your feet have to be positioned on a certain way, blah, blah, blah. But when you get up in the morning, first thing you do is get online. And you count off. So for them to make sure everyone's there. And some guys, like, when you first get there, like, you're not used, if you're at home and you're used to going to the bathroom as soon as you get up, that's not how it goes at boot camp. If you know that you're going to have to be one of those guys that go as soon as you get up, I would go before they call reveille, but you're also going to have an opportunity after they count off. But yeah, some guys weren't used to holding their pee, and they would just be pissing all over themselves, counting off. It'd be like big pools of pee by guys. I'm like, what the fuck? And sometimes they would have to just sit and piss clothes. Like, honestly, they wouldn't be able to take a shower. When they might be able to change, but yeah, they're going to just like piss all day. Let me see. Is there any way to get around the requirement for medical shots before joining? Yeah, I think if it's against your religion, then yeah. Hey, what path, or you have some other underlying medical reasons why you can't get it. Or, hey, what path do you think is better to start off with the USMC as officer or enlisted? It depends what you're looking for out of the military. Enlisted, you're going to be way more hands-on. You're going to be in the dirt, running through shit, you know what I'm saying? Or doing all the heavy, most of the work. Officers, you're overseeing, you're planning, you're doing things like that. You're not as hands-on. Let's see. Thoughts on Motor T? I have no bad things about Motor T, except sometimes they're late and it's so annoying. Like, we want to get out the field. Like, I need y'all to at least be on time when you're supposed to be here. Does infantry marine experience transfer over to police work like SWAT? Yeah, your experience is definitely going to transfer over. It's the same skills. They do the same things some of the same things we do. If anything, you're going to have better skills or better habits than they will, because you do it so much. I just went on your Instagram and you got me hype as fuck seeing you in uniform. I don't know why. Hey, something that no one can ever take away from me, honestly, but I'm glad I can be a motivation. Going to boot camp for a second try. My goal is to become a Raider. Well, you got to make it through boot camp first as your first step in your career and your journey or whatever. So don't let this affect your goal. You know what I'm saying? Climb over this hurdle and keep it pushing. Do you get to pick the first time you get stationed somewhere, or that's just like, nah, here you go, LOL? That's exactly what it is. Nah, I know you gave me a wish list on where you want to go, but nah, you're going to go here. Have you been to a Catholic Mass in the USMC? Nope, I have not. Was there anything or anyone that helped you during the transition from military to civilian life? Yeah, my family. Also, if you need to, the VA will give you a psychiatrist. But really was just really honing in with myself and asking myself, what do I really want out of life? What skills can I take from the military and apply it to my regular day civilian life to set me apart from regular civilians and to get me ahead of regular civilians? So, like, I'll share with y'all, my personal goal is to be a millionaire by 30. So I have freaking 7 years left. So every single day, I was always thinking of something. How can I gain another stream of income? How can I reach this goal of being a millionaire by 30? That's what kind of made my transition a little bit smoother. I also didn't just sit around the house. I got a job and things like that. So, right, let's see. Can you pray Yeah, you can pray. Yeah, your religion is not affected in boot camp. At least it's not supposed to. And if your drill instructor ever tells you you can't pray or this and that, you should bring that up because they're not allowed to do that. So what are the skills and the experience did you achieve by joining the Marines? Leadership, work ethic, organization, freaking communication, listening, teamwork. Those are skills that's on a whole different level in the military that civilians don't regularly get. Self-discipline, freaking all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had some of it, but it was enhanced because of the Marine Corps. And it's actually set me apart now in civilian world for the job that I'm doing now as a real estate agent, and the firm that I work for. It's actually set me apart from other people. So, can you go to the bathroom when people go to sleep in boot camp? Yeah, you can get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. Yeah, they're not going to make you hold your pee forever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can go to the bathroom. What do you think about the comm side of USMC? I personally don't like radios, so I really don't like comms. And then half the time your comms don't even work. So, what if you have a 5 or 6 year contract? Jesus, do you still get to pick where you are stationed after 4 years? I don't know. But I will say this. I'm glad you mentioned that. I would recommend that everyone only does 4 starting off. You don't want to do the 5 or 6, and I'll tell you why. So you're going to spend 4 years with the same guys, you know what I'm saying, year on year on year. And then at the 4th year, everyone's going to get out, and you're going to be stuck by yourself, lonely, with a whole new group of people you've never met. Also, I just wouldn't commit that long to something that you don't truly know if you really want to do for 20 years or however long, 25 years, whatever it is. How hard is it to avoid caffeine and nicotine addiction? Kind of hard. That's why I drink this all the time. Red Bull or Monster. I got freaking vapes. Like, I will say, it's something I picked up being in the military. Just because you need the caffeine to keep you going, nicotine to keep you level, and to kind of make the field go by easier. Because, I used to dip. I used to do all that shit. Dip is disgusting now to me. I also used to smoke cigarettes. I don't do that anymore. But, you're going to probably develop either one. Sometimes even alcoholism as well. I got 2 years left on my contract. Do you have any advice for college when I transition out? So I'm actually, that's funny you said that. I'm actually probably going to college next year. So I can't really tell you too much about it just because I haven't done it yet. But when I do it, I'll definitely be able to share how to do it. All right, Thorough Christian. I don't know if you think this is a good video idea, but you should do a military hero workout. Do you think it will happen? Honestly, I don't know if that one will happen just because I can't do some of the same things I've done before. Like my knees and back and stuff aren't the same. Now I can give you workouts to do. I can explain stuff, but as far as me demonstrating it, no. I could probably do the video still, but I just have to get somebody else to demonstrate it. Everyone go like the live. Yeah, please. That'd be great. Thanks, Trell, for the information. God bless you. God bless you as well. I hope you have a wonderful night if you're getting off. Have I met a JAG before? Yes, I have. So what is college like in the Marines? Well, I tried to go to college in the Marine Corps. It didn't work out for me because I was in the infantry and I had to go on deployment. But I do know of somebody that was in college or doing college online classes or something like that while in the infantry. All their time, though, free time was dedicated to school. But if you don't have an infantry job, if you're something other than infantry, you're probably going to have a greater likelihood to be able to go to college and do those kind of things. So, can you pray at boot camp, Trell? Yes, you can pray at boot camp. Would you pick a different MOS if you went back and had the chance? Absolutely, 100% without doubt. Most definitely would. Let's see. Got the freaking hiccups. PFT or CFT? Me personally, CFT, because it goes by so much quicker. You literally just have to sprint on the 800 meter whatever sprint it is, however long it is. The maneuver under fire, whatever they call it. I'm pretty sure it's called maneuver under fire. That's so easy. You just gotta put out. You just gotta put out for like 20 minutes max, 30 minutes. CFT, you have to do pull-ups, crunches. That's not that bad, but it's a 3-mile run. That shit sucks. I just personally wasn't a runner, so I would rather do the CFT. Hey, Trell, which GI Bill did you get? Post 9/11. But everyone usually starts off with the Montgomery, but you get that money back. But once you go to one, you can't go to the other. I think something like that. So like you start off with Montgomery, you can switch to post 9/11. But if you start off with post 9/11, you can't switch to Montgomery. I think that's how it works. I might be wrong, so don't quote me on that one. But yeah, I have the post 9/11. Now I do. How long do you have to wait after boot camp to apply for Recon Marines? I think you might get the opportunity in freaking ITB, I think. But after that, you literally can just go to your first sergeant or your gunny or whoever and ask, like, how can I try out for Recon? Also, you can go to the Recon Marines barracks on your base and ask that way as well. Trell, I got a question. I'm diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and I'm currently taking meds for it. Do you think I could still join the Marines? Probably not. I will be honest, because that's a big thing with joining the Marine Corps is your mental. If you have any past mental history, unfortunately, it sucks. But I can see why they would want that. But that would just be something to ask a recruiter. I would just say probably not, just because on how strict, especially now they're being with all the medical stuff. So, what contract would you recommend for people who are looking to getting into Recon and MARSOC? Infantry. It's literally your starter off job for Recon and MARSOC. So, I've seen someone on TikTok that was a sergeant after only 2.5 years in. Is that really possible? Yeah, you can get meritoriously promoted. But you got to be really fucking killing it. You got to be doing a lot. You have to be going above and beyond to do that. But yeah, it's possible. But now I don't think it is possible in the Marine Corps. I think you have to be, because you have to be a lance corporal for a certain amount of time. A corporal, like each rank, you have to be a certain amount of time before you can reach the next rank without being meritoriously promoted. But now I think you have to be a corporal for, I think, years now before you can even pick up sergeant, because they're trying to find ways to mitigate the toxic leadership and the bad leadership in the Marine Corps. What's a good MOS in the infantry to start off if one wants to be a scout sniper in the future? I would say just try to be an 11, honestly. Be an 11 because you're going to shoot more than, you're going to shoot your rifle more than like a machine gunner, because they're going to be shooting freaking machine gun, or a mortarman because we're shooting freaking mortars. So yeah, 11, you're going to have more opportunities to shoot. You're going to be able to really hone in and enhance your shooting skills. How do you do more pull-ups? So I actually got a video on that. But basically, in short, you're going to jump up to the bar. You're going to hold yourself above the bar and then slowly let yourself down. And you're going to keep doing that until you can get pull-ups without jumping up to the bar. You know what I'm saying? Holding yourself up until where you can just hang from the bar and do pull-ups. But they're called negatives. So negatives usually help increase your pull-ups. Also, push-ups are going to help increase your pull-ups, because when you do a push-up, you're working on muscles in your back as well. So. Damn, you really crippled at 23. Sad. Yeah, it sucks. So, I wouldn't really say crippled. I don't really like that term. But, yeah, my body's not what it's supposed to be at 23. Just because of all the hikes, of all the weight constantly on my lower back, not being able to really sit down and recover and go to physical therapy or really get checked out because you're constantly moving, constantly doing something. Yeah, so your body's going to deteriorate really fast in infantry. Actually, I think there's a study that came out that people actually shrink being in the infantry because your spine is just compressed all the time from having your flak on, from having the packs on your back, from having the weight on your back. Your spine's actually compressed and people actually shrink. So, just cracked my first beer of the day. Cheers. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm going to do. When I get off this live, I'm going to go get me something to drink. Might not be a beer, but it's going to be something a little stiff. What's up, brother? Simplify. More in the house. Heck yeah. Thanks for joining. Let me see. Is it hard to get the VA for tendonitis? Yeah, that's one of the hardest things, to be honest, because they're going to really test and see if you really got it or not. What is the worst military equipment that makes life feel like hell in boot camp or deployment? Worst military equipment? A freaking main pack. I hate putting on a main pack because it usually means we're going on a hike or it's just not going to be fun. I love your videos a lot and like how real you are with your audience about the Marines. You inspire me more and more to become a Marine. Well, that's the whole point, but thank you. Yes, I'm going to be honest with you because most of the case, your first experience with the Marine is your recruiter, and some of the time, sadly, they're not even honest with you. So someone needs to tell you the truth, so that way you're not coming into an organization and expecting one thing and getting the other. That's also how people commit suicide and have mental struggles, because people didn't tell them the truth. They thought it was going to be one thing. It's completely different. So I want to help mitigate that. I don't want Marines killing themselves. I don't want anybody killing themselves. But yeah, if I can do something to help better prepare you going into the organization, then yeah, I'm going to do it. Because it might save a life. It might freaking help somebody not go into the Marine Corps and do something else that they were meant to do. So let's see. Yes, the VA is not giving rating for tendonitis anymore. If you have a rating, you are grandfathered. Yep, there you go. But I don't think I got anything for tendonitis. Got some shit for my knees, back, and everything else though. How was real estate? I'm thinking of looking into it after my contract. It's a job, I will say that. It's pretty challenging. If you're not a people's person, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, you have to have the self-discipline, and that's where the Marine Corps came in for me. The self-discipline to actually do your work. Because I'm pretty much my own boss. Yes, I have to answer to somebody or I have to run things through somebody. But for the most part, you're your own boss because you're an independent contractor. So if I don't want to go to the office, I just want to work from home, I can do that. So yeah, it takes a lot of self-discipline. And this is just more work than what a lot of people think. Can you actually learn the trades even if it's not your MOS? To an extent. So like in the infantry, you're going to cross-train. So basically, that means if I'm a mortarman, I'm going to learn about machine guns. I'm going to have an opportunity to probably shoot machine guns. I'm also going to learn 11 things. I'm going to learn mount and things like that. So we call that cross-training. So in that aspect, yes. So within your job field, probably, yeah, you're going to be able to touch on other trades and things like that. But as an infantryman, I'm not going to be going to the freaking admin office and learning how to do admin stuff. So let's see. What made you join the Marine Corps? To be honest, I wanted to go to war. That was really why. Also, I wanted to get away from home. I wanted to be able to travel and things like that. But for the main reason, yeah, I wanted to go to war. Been watching you for a long time. Show you inspired me to go infantry. Finally became an 03 and got stationed at 8th and I doing drill. Well, you lucked out, buddy. You lucked out for real. Does the Marine Corps have a linguist or special language MOS? Yeah. What's Marine boot camps like? I have reactions. So I would go over every single week with you in those videos, and I would highly recommend that you watch some of those boot camp reactions. What are the chances of getting out of infantry without injury? Is there anything we can do to better avoid it? Yeah, you can take care of your body. So eat well, you know what I'm saying? Eat good, healthy food, stretch, ice and heat, freaking go, if you're hurting, go to the BAS, so basically go to the doctor and find out what's wrong with you. Do the physical therapy. But even still then, you gotta remember, you constantly have weight on. You have extra weight on you constantly, and your body's not used to that extra weight. So yeah, there's going to be some injuries you can't avoid. So the back pain, or sometimes the knee pain, hip pain, you're not going to be able to really kind of avoid that because it's part of your job. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna answer probably like one or two more questions, and I'm gonna get off. Did anything change after the Marine Corps? Absolutely. My entire mental changed. To be honest, I was really fucking depressed in the Marine Corps. I was drinking a lot. I was doing shit I wasn't supposed to do. Yeah, it was really, really bad for me sometimes. It kind of got better towards the end of my career, but in the beginning, very, very, I did not like being a Marine whatsoever. So yeah, when I got out, my entire mental changed. Now, I will say it was kind of hard adjusting at first because civilians just don't have that same mindset that you had in the Marine Corps, and also you're going to miss hanging out with the boys and going out partying and just kicking it and shit like that. But yeah, I think it would change for the good for me when I got out. You are a mortarman, right? Yes, I was. Advice for new officers? Like I told the person that asked before, actually care about your Marines. Don't micromanage your Marines, and don't think you know more than Marines that have been doing it for already 2.5 years. So, I'm 27. Should I enlist? What would it be like being older? I'm thinking about it hard. So if you're 27, so this goes for all the older people, or I don't want to say older, more seasoned people. If you're that old, if you have a college degree, I would just absolutely recommend that you go officer route because of the old age. Also, I would not recommend a 27. Plus, I wouldn't recommend over 25 you go into the infantry just because of the wear and tear it does on your body. But yeah, just because you're 27 and you're older, it doesn't mean you shouldn't enlist. Now, I will say this: at 27, it's probably going to be annoying having an 18 or 19, 20-year-old telling you what to do at first. But I mean, that's kind of how it goes. So, is active duty in the Marines worth it or no? I would say absolutely if you're single. Now, if you have a family, it might be better for you to do reserves, or if you have a really good paying job, I would say, yeah, it's better for you to do reserves. But for the most part, I would say active duties, you're probably going to really get that military experience that you're looking for. So, I'm applying for OCS, and I have my first PFT next Saturday. Any tips? Absolutely. So hopefully you've been working out already. But for the PFT, I will tell you this. This is how I got through the PFT. It's called Max, Relax. So I'm going to max out my freaking pull-ups. I'm going to max out my crunches. When I freaking get ready to run, I'm not going to run slow, but I'm also not going to fucking kill myself. But I wasn't a good runner anyways. But as long as you max out your pull-ups, max out your crunches, and you get a decent running time. So the best running time I ever got was a 1940, and that got me a 294 PFT score. So that's a first class every trip. You max, relax, but you're not just freaking walking on your run. Don't ever walk either. Don't walk on your run. Keep on running, even if it's fucking, you're just chopping your feet, don't walk. But yeah. But guys, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I would recommend that you go to the gym, burn off some calories. I know I had to today. Freaking yes, I enjoyed this so much. I love talking to y'all guys. I love spending time and getting to answer questions and getting to know y'all better and things like that. It's a very humbling experience to be able to talk to people that look to me as a freaking like all-time YouTuber. Like, this shit really blows my mind. Like the guy that was doing the push-ups, I freaking responded to his stuff and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it's crazy to me. It's an honor for people to have that feeling. But guys, I hope everyone has a safe weekend. I'm probably going to do the live stream same time next week. If not, I'll let you know in the community tab. Also, guys, I really, really need y'all to comment on videos and comment on community stuff to let me know what y'all want to see out of me. I don't want to just put up the same videos or remixes or things like that. If there's something new I have not covered, I need y'all to let me know so then I can better help you. I'm here for y'all. I'm not just making these videos for me. I'm making these videos to help somebody out somewhere, even if it's just one person. So guys, if I need to change up something or do something better, please let me know. If you haven't followed my gaming channel, I really appreciate if you did. Also my Instagram, all that stuff, I really appreciate it. But guys, I just appreciate every single one of y'all for just supporting me thus far. Some of y'all have been here ever since my first video. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to get off, guys. Everyone be safe this weekend. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see y'all next week.